by the way, because that's what I don't fuck with that game. So yesterday she was trying to have an issue with me and Faith. You know that day when we were in the arena, that I told you guys that people saying the smell, something like that, and a lot of people don't want not to know.
Yeah, even me, I don't
the smell. I literally.
You know that was like, it is on dry food.
Yeah, I came to Faith and I asked him. I asked him, and I was like, Faith, there's actually the smell. I'm not sure where this is coming from. But like people are talking about it, and he was like, oh, the damp floor is just void like that.
Excepting the lounge part of it.
I don't know, am I supposed to be mad about it?
If I was in your shoes, maybe I would be a little bit.
Okay.
But at the same time, too, like.
It's fine.
See, you're looking at me, this is the same look I know you give me when you don't want to fuck with me at the moment. You don't want to yarn with me and all of that. The face is straight. You don't even look into my eyes that much. You're not trying to even.
Yo! Guys, listen. First off, let's give Kola a standing ovation. That guy is a player to the core. Kola is a true player. Ha! Guys, I watched Kola operate the whole of yesterday, and my respect for this guy skyrocketed. I mean, I've always respected Kola's game because, trust me, it's not easy to be able to manipulate people the way Kola has done for the past 7 weeks. And this is week 8 of the season. And yesterday was Monday, and Kola started off this new week with such energy, such intentional, strategic movements. I mean, guys, I was watching this guy the whole of yesterday, and hey, God, Kola is a player. Kola is a player. I must give it to him. The guy is damn good. Really good. And in case you're wondering what happened, don't worry. I'm going to tell you all about it, all right? So there were 2 events yesterday, right? So there was the clearing the air session that Kola had done via his media rounds to clear the air about a speculation that Imisi had started pushing out there, about him and Faith. Yes, we're going to talk about that on this video. And then the other one was about Dede, of course. I mean, Kola's life, Kola's storyline would never be complete without Dede. Dede is Kola's first storyline. And then Imisi is the second storyline. Yeah, so Kola was on a roll last night with his second, or rather his first storyline. And we're going to talk about it. Because I was watching all of Kola's conversations, and the only thing that kept on ringing in my head was, wow, this guy. Just wow, this guy. Anyways, watch this video to the end, all right? Do not skip out on any part. You do not want to miss out on anything. And yes, you're all welcome to my channel. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Gloria Elijah, and I am the girl with the T. Without further ado, let's get into the rest of the video. Now, first, yesterday, I don't know if you all noticed that there was some sort of tension between Kola and his 2 besties in the house, Bright Morgan and Mide. They were not on talking terms for the most part of the day. But then later on in the afternoon, towards evening, Kola had a conversation with Mide. And this was all with regards to his meltdown Sunday evening after the live eviction show. Remember, there had been an altercation between Mide and Joanna versus Isabella. Imisi had removed herself from the situation. And a lot had been said. Bright Morgan had been really pissed. And then, just to score cheap points with Isabella, both Mide and Bright Morgan, specifically Bright Morgan, had actually thrown jabs at Isabella. Like, oh, you think I'm Kaikumi? You think I'm Kola that you come and be throwing yourself at for kisses and rubbish? I'm not any of those people, so don't even bring your nonsense to me. So he was kind of saying that and also insinuating that those guys were kind of cheap and easy, just like her. And Kola had caught the shade, and it was quite shocking to him and also jarring to him. And it also did not help matters that Ebuka's final statement had dropped in that moment as well. You know, what Ebuka had said about, oh, some of you keep your enemies more closer and then you keep your friends farther away from you. So Kola had like a wild, jarring reality check that Sunday evening. Like, oh my goodness, hold on a second. Is Ebuka talking to me? You know, and the whole thing just fits perfectly into that situation. Like, okay, my two best friends in the house, this is what they have to say. And it also did not help matters because, if you all remember, Bright Morgan was the one that actually encouraged Kola to go ahead and kiss Isabella, you know, just to sort of rile up, Dede. You know, at that point, Kola was still working hard, chasing Dede, and Dede was still playing some sort of hard to get kind of tactics with him. So Kola was quite disappointed. He felt betrayed, and it made him wonder what else Bright and Mide have been discussing behind his back. So the whole thing had made him doubt his friendship with these two people. So Sunday night he had cried, like he had really cried, and Zita was the one that was consoling him. Imisi was also there. And so yesterday he had sort of kept his distance from them, especially from Bright Morgan. And he had spent the most part of his day with Zita, and at some point Imisi, mostly with Imisi also because the brief for their wager presentation had been shared yesterday, and housemates had to be paired for this particular wager presentation. So he and Imisi are paired. So he had not really spent time with Mide and Bright Morgan. But then later on, late afternoon towards evening, he had then had a conversation with Mide and what's her name now? Joanna, you know, just to clear the air. And Mide had cleared the air that no, that they were actually sorry that it came off that way, but the whole thing was in the heat of the moment, and Isabella was just being annoying. Imisi was also being very annoying, and it was just a back and forth that went out of hand, you know. So they had cleared the air, and Kola had explained why the whole thing had really affected him. Joanna was also there to explain her own side, you know, that they were just all upset and they needed to really go in on Isabella the way they wanted to. So at the end of the day, they settled their differences. They hugged things out. Mide apologized to Kola. Bright had actually apologized to Kola Sunday night. I actually mentioned that on one of my videos yesterday. So they had made peace. And that was when Kola had said to Mide that, oh, it's your friend that is left now. Let me go and look for your friend. He was referring to Dede. Now, what he meant by that was that he felt like Dede was upset with him. Yeah? He felt like Dede was upset with him because Zita had won head of house and had chosen him as her guest to spend time with in the head of house lounge. So for him, he had concluded that Dede was upset, and so he needed to go and explain himself to her, you know, and just kind of pacify her if she was really upset. And that was what he ended up doing. Now, before we get into his conversation with Dede, let's rewind for a bit, all right? Now, prior to his conversation with Joanna and Mide, he had gone ahead to have a conversation with Thelma out in the garden where he was trying to explain himself to Thelma about this whole situation involving Thelma and Imisi. You know, Thelma and Imisi, they are not cool at the moment. And Thelma had asked him, now, okay, hold on a second. This rumor that Imisi has been speculating around the house together with Isabella, were you the one that told her that Faith's mouth was smelling and that Faith stinks as a person? And Kola was quite taken aback and he said no. So he started explaining that no, that what happened was that day they were all in the arena and then they were perceiving that something was smelling, that even Mide was also complaining that something is really smelling bad. So he had gone ahead to meet Faith because Faith was having an argument with someone. So he had gone ahead to meet Faith and told Faith that, Faith, hold on a second, can you perceive something? Something is smelling. And Faith has said, oh, that it's actually the cloth he's wearing, that the cloth he's wearing is damp. It's not dry. So because it's damp, that smell of dampness is what is actually causing the smell, you know. So he said that was where they had left it. Now, Kola did not even finish his explanation. The cameras had quickly moved away from them. Now, fast forward to a few moments later when he had gone into the house to have that conversation with Mide and Joanna. He had then brought up the issue again. Yeah. And according to him, he's trying to clear the air because it's very obvious that these girls, they are trying to sort of pit him against Faith, and he doesn't want any issue between himself and Faith. He and the guy, they are cool. He does not want any misunderstanding. So he's trying to clear the air. And that was where he brought up the details of what Imisi had been saying and what Isabella had also been saying. And Mide and Joanna, they were shocked. They were like, where is this coming from? That they were all in the arena together that day. That they all saw how the whole thing started. Mide was like, and that Kola, you were even the one that was saying that, that the smell that they were all perceiving, it smells like damp cloth. And Joanna too agreed that, that was a thing, that where did this whole thing about Faith's mouth smelling comes from? That she spends time with the guy, that Faith does not have any smell. His mouth does not smell. That if at all his mouth smells, she would have told him before that, hey, go and brush your teeth. Hey, go and have your bath. That Faith does not smell. Where's this whole thing coming from? And Mide too had said that, and that's exactly, that it doesn't really make sense. That it's quite different when, everybody wakes up in the morning and, that first morning breath, of course, it's not going to smell so nice. That is quite understandable. But then somebody that you have conversations with every day, how is it that the person stinks all of a sudden, that they've never perceived any stench from Faith at all? And Kola had to reiterate that no, that for him, it was just what happened that day in the arena, that he never ever told Imisi that, Faith's mouth is smelling, Faith's mouth is smelling. And guys, here, as much as I appreciated that Kola was doing these media rounds to clear the air that Faith does not smell, or Faith's mouth does not smell, it's kind of suspicious to me. Because in a way, it kind of contradicts what Imisi said. Now, the truth might definitely be, according to how Mide and Joanna had actually put it, that Faith's mouth does not smell, or Faith as an individual does not have a stench about him. But then, my suspicion could be in the way Kola had communicated that whole thing to Imisi. Because according to how Imisi explained it, she and Kola were seated together in the arena. Maybe Mide was there, and then there was Bright, and then who, the way they normally sit as a group, right? And it could be true or false, I don't know, but it could also be true that Kola had turned to Imisi, just as she said, and I told Imisi that, this boy's mouth is smelling. The boy is smelling so bad. The boy is smelling so bad. And according to Imisi, she had said that she told Kola, don't talk to him. Don't tell him. I will go and tell him. And I think this whole thing happened when Imisi and Faith were still on talking terms, right? Because she was saying that, she said to Kola, don't go and talk to him. I will go and tell him. Don't tell him anything. And Kola said, no, I'll go and tell him to go and bath. I'll go and tell him to go and brush his teeth. So according to Imisi, Kola had moved on to Faith. So the way Kola was explaining this whole thing to people, it made me wonder, like, dude, are you trying to clear the air, or are you trying to clear your name so as not to make it look like you are the one that's actually telling a lie? I mean, guys, what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, all right? So, afterwards, not long after, Kola had asked Faith for a private audience inside the house. They were outside in the garden, of course, discussing wager. So he had asked Faith for just a moment to have a conversation with him. So they had gone to the lounge, and Kola started explaining himself that, look, I know that you are not on good terms with this girl. And I know that what she's trying to do is she's trying to make both of us lock horns. She's trying to pit us against each other. But I swear, I never ever said that you were smelling. I never ever said anything bad about you. Kola was just there. I swear I did not do that. I know that both of you are not talking to each other. And Faith was like, I don't have any problems with you. I understand what she's trying to do, and I do not take offense to it. It's fine. We're cool. If I have an issue with you, I'll come and tell you to your face. And Kola was like, okay, please, I know we're good. I just want us to be good. I don't want to have anything I don't want to be caught in between you and this girl's issue. Although I'm praying that one day everybody will be okay. Both of you will be fine. But I just wanted to clear the air. The guy was clearing the air. And I'm like, Kola, Kola. We need a tape. We need the tape. We need to know if for real Kola said what he said and acted the way he acted, or if Imisi was actually the one that's telling the truth. Anyways, let me know what you all think, all right? Because I'm going to be frank with all of you. I'm kind of skeptical about these two sides of the story. I don't know which one to believe, all right? So just let me know which one makes more sense to you, all right? Now, on to Kola and Dede's situation. I mentioned before that Zita had chosen Kola as guest for the Head of House Lounge, and Kola was quite excited. Guys, I personally was quite excited for Kola because the guy loves the soft life. He had been dying to get into the Head of House Lounge, and he finally found the opportunity yesterday, and he accepted the offer, right? He accepted the offer. He was so excited when he got into the lounge, the way he was so excited, jumping around. I was happy for him. So, Zita had explained to him that the reason she had chosen him is because he was having a rough night on Sunday. And she just needed him to take a breather away from his friends and away from all the tension inside the house, right? And he was really grateful for that. He was so happy. Now, Dede in particular did not have any kind of reactions whatsoever. Because yesterday, Dede was making her hair. She was braiding. And Thelma was helping her braid her hair. So Dede was busy doing her own thing. So it wasn't like she was giving any reaction or anything at all. And we all know Dede, whatever her reactions would be, you can't really tell, right? You can't really tell, except you're a mind reader. Or except Dede like the palm and the back of your palms. So, after Kola had done all his media rounds and everything, he went to Dede and was asking her if she was upset. And you see, guys, this is the same thing that Kola did after kissing Isabella. It's like every time he does something which he believes should trigger Dede, he would always go back to her to go and check if she's triggered, just to get feedback, to check if she's triggered and to also draw a reaction from her, to gauge her reaction and to draw a reaction from her. And if she's not giving any reaction, he will keep on pushing and pushing and pressing to get her to be all riled up and all unsettled. Then he will now conclude that final reaction, when he was kind of pushing her and trying to provoke her, he will now conclude that, okay, that was her reaction. No, she was actually upset. So it was the same thing he did after he had kissed Isabella, the whole thing he did that time. That was the same thing he did again. But this time around, Dede was just literally aloof as usual. She was telling him that, Kola, I'm not upset. And he was explaining himself that, I had to take a breather from the house. And Dede was like, I understand. And I'm cool with it. I'm fine. There's no issues. And Kola was like, it's a lie, Dede. I know you. And I'm looking at these people like, do you really know this girl? Or you know what you want to know? Because he kept on saying that, no, Dede, no, I think you're just hiding it. I think you're just hiding it that you're not upset. I know you're upset. Oh my God, what did I do? Like, hey, this guy was just, oh my God, guys. See, I'm going to be frank with you, yeah? Two emotions I was feeling at that point in time. I was kind of irritated because I'm like, this guy is really overbearing, really annoying. But on the other hand, I was looking at Kola in admiration because he was kind of getting what he wanted. He wanted the viewers to look at Dede as the kind of girl that is playing hard to get, that is shielding her emotions, but is actually feeling all the things that she claims not to be feeling. That was exactly what Kola was doing. And it was kind of working. Because as I was watching, I was also going through reactions on social media. And of course, fans of Kola, they were rejoicing that, oh yeah, our girl has fallen for Kola, But if you watch that whole interaction between these two people logically, without sentiment, you will see through what Kola was trying to do. And so he kept on pressing and pushing. And I said, this is another thing that really frustrates me about Dede. Dede would always stand there, allowing Kola to be gaslighting her, allowing Kola to be trying to trigger her, and she will still stand there. And what she doesn't realize is, psychologically, because she continues to, deny being offended, it makes it look like she's actually offended. That her denial is just her own coping mechanism to, shield herself from that whole hurt that should have happened in that situation. So I was kind of frustrated, guys, because I'm like, did they just walk away? You've told these guys several times that you're not upset, you're not offended. Walk away. But she was still standing there. Now, Kola kept on pushing and pressing and pushing and pressing. He was the one that was doing most of the whole gesticulation as usual, and it was really annoying to watch. Later on, he moved away from her. He went to go and report the situation to Bright and Mide. And guys, we know that these three, they've been on a mission from day one to humble Dede, to bring her down, to reduce her steeze, to cancel her aura. Mide especially, you could see the whole excitement on her face because she was the one that was telling Kola that, when Zita chose, if you see Dede's face, that Dede's face looked so angry. I'm like, I don't understand. Is it the same thing that we watched? So, Dede looked so angry that she now went to go and ask Dede, are you happy that Kola chose? And she said, Dede has said that it's fine, that she doesn't have any issues with it. But then she was still going to go and tell Kola and Bright that it's a lie, that Dede is upset. That Dede now, she will tell you that she's not upset, but you know that deep down in her heart, she's upset. I said, you people really know this girl? You people just met in this house. For all you know, she might be pretending about certain emotions that she's actually portraying to you people, but you people are just concluding. Guys, Mide was quite annoying. Mide was just very, very annoying. Because she's like, she was very angry. I'm like, Madam, pick me. Calm down. Because Kola too, you could see the way Kola was smiling like a peacock in his mind. Oh my God, I'm the prize. She's upset that I'm going to sleep in the head of house lounge. Oh my God. Like, Kola was so proud of himself. So, listening to that conversation, you could see that they were all trying to push a narrative about Dede. Same thing they've been doing from week one. That was the same thing they were doing. And Mide then advised Kola that he should try and spend the night, like he should sleep in the head of house lounge for at least maybe one night or maybe 2 nights. And then maybe afterwards, don't sleep there anymore. Like what she did with Thelma. She slept there for 2 nights and then she decided, okay, it was enough. Let Thelma have her space. And then she started sleeping back in her own bed with Bright Morgan. And she was telling him that if he doesn't sleep in the head of house lounge, it will look like it's because of Dede, and he doesn't want to give people that impression. So he should go ahead and do what he should do, but they should also try and sleep in the head of house lounge. Bright Morgan then asked Kola a question that if it was Coin that chose Dede as guest and Dede accepted, how would he feel? Kola was not really giving like a proper answer to that. But guys, you and I know that Kola would have lost it. He would have been very livid with Dede. But anyways, after that conversation, Kola went back again to Dede, where she was in the dressing area. He was telling her that they should go to bed. And guys, as usual, Dede was entertaining him. Yeah. He kept on his usual dramatics, theatrics, apologizing. And Dede, now, Zita is just my friend. And then it's like, I know that you and Zita are cool. And that's the reason I'm telling you that I am not bothered. I do not have any issues with you accepting our offer to be guests. Kola, let it go. Drop it. But Kola still was not dropping it. He was still insisting that Dede was angry, that is what he knows. I say, hey! Sick and tired of this guy. But at the same time, as I said before, it was quite admirable how relentless Kola was. The guy wanted to drive on a narrative, and he ensured that was exactly what he did. He knew he had achieved his aim for the day, and so later on they went to bed, and of course they did not cuddle. Dede slept in her bed and Kola slept on the little bed beside Dede's bed. And guys, I was just looking at these two people like this, and I'm thinking, is it that Dede is so naive or myopic that she doesn't see the game that Kola is playing. Because she's literally eating out of Kola's plate of storylines. She's literally eating out of that plate. She's allowing this guy to use her for his storyline. And it's just so frustrating. Really frustrating. Because I keep on asking, why is she entertaining all of this? I know she likes attention. I know she wants to be talked about. But is it that she's not really thinking about this whole situation like in a full 360-degree view? Is that she's not really thinking about this whole thing? Ladies and gentlemen, please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about Kola's approach? What do you think about Dede's, involvement, her entertaining all of what Kola is doing? Just share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.